And I guess we're live now. So welcome everyone. I'm really pleased to see all of you here today in this really hot summer day. Well, despite Canada, as I learned today. And as you know, InnMind hosts the Web3 and crypto VC pitching sessions regularly. And to do it even more professional and more convenient to do relevant matches between startups and venture capital investors, we decided to split them by verticals. So today we have startups from specific gaming, entertainment, and NFT vertical pitching to investors who are specifically interested in this vertical. And before switching to the most exciting part of this evening, startup pitches, I want to give the word to investors, of course, because we should know our heroes, especially considering that on these market conditions and after last week's catastrophes, yeah, small crazy stuff that was happening there. A lot of newcomers, new VCs, and not that experienced ones, they really paused their investment activity. They are rethinking on their investment strategies, and only solid, smart, and long-thinking VCs continue actively, proactively seeking for the deal flow. So, Yavin, would you love to be the first to introduce CoinTellegence and tell us about your amazing fund?
Sure. Thank you, Nelly. So I'm Yavin, the founder and the managing partner at CoinTellegence Fund. We are completely focused on the Metaverse and more specifically blockchain-based games. We do invest in other types of Metaverse-related projects, but mostly games and everything related to the gaming ecosystem. I myself am considered to be a serial entrepreneur. Started my first company before I turned 20. Since then, I started and developed different companies in different industries. 15 years ago, started investing in startups as an angel investor. Since then, I mentored and advised hundreds of different startups, most of them before crypto time. Almost 5 years ago, I decided to push aside everything else I was doing back then and focus my life on blockchain and cryptocurrencies. I started CoinTellegence as a research company. We analyzed more than 1,100 different blockchain and crypto companies until today, before the fund started its operations. And the fund was established in 2021. And that's our focus these days. Thanks again for inviting me today, and looking forward to see the startups.
Thank you, On. And I just want to mention that after previous pitching session, I received a lot of feedback that, wow, we really loved the comments and questions from On Yavin. And even a few investors asked to introduce them with you in order to learn some of experience and wisdom from you. So thanks a lot for joining our sessions.
Thank you.
Ivan Simona from Cryptomeria Capital, also very relevant focus. Please, Ivan, introduce Cryptomeria.
Hi guys, thank you, Nelly. Pleasure as always to attend your session. I'm Ivan, managing partner at Cryptomeria Capital. We've been investing since 2017 with quite broad focus as a family office, and are now forming a structured fund with quite wide focus. Well, Nelly knows, but definitely gaming and entertainment is a big part of it.
You were an example of how you can do a great intro in very short elevator pitch. Thanks a lot, Ivan. Stan Stolberg from Scaleswap. Stan, please.
Yeah, maybe I will beat Ivan here. Maybe a bit faster. Hi guys. As always, I was from the first time in all pitching session, and it's always a pleasure. I am Stan, a co-founder and CTO at Scaleswap. Scaleswap is the fairest IDO platform. We grow up a loyal IDO community where they the baker should hold not only our tokens, but tokens of our projects. And this is what makes us very special for all projects. So we are, let's say, again, we are against dumping, and we try to fight all these activities because we believe that this is one of key drivers to get sustainability into the whole ecosystem and to avoid such winters as we have now. Beside of this, we are offering acceleration incubation services. We are advising startups, doing a lot of things in this direction, working with InnMind very closely together. Maybe I will tell you about one very cool product what we will join on Scaleswap in future. It will be a pre-IDO pool, so participation for retail investors in pre-IDO rounds, but to those conditions that it's good for startups. With good for startups, I mean the startups can calculate the selling pressure, the potential selling pressure, and it's good for investors because all retail investors are dreaming of being in these pools, participating together with VCs. And this is one very cool project or product what we will join very soon. So stay tuned. I mean, this time, guys, is very important in order to clear our ecosystem from bad actors, from bad projects, and to invent new things. And I'm pretty sure that soon crypto winter will be over. All those who have been in crypto winter since 2017 knows that it's a cycle game.
Yeah. Thank you, Stan. You did not hit the speed of Ivan, but it was very informative. Guys, two other investors, Zach Hungate from Everrealm Republic, he will join us with a little bit delay, but don't worry, even if he misses the first page, he will watch it in recording and also review and give feedback. And Fedor and Jonathan from 369 Capital, they had some emergency case, so I apologize and send you greetings. And also they said that they will see the recording and review all your decks and follow up with the founders directly. So don't worry, and Zach will join with a little delay. And just great news to share with you. Few startups from our previous pitching sessions already closed, also despite the market conditions, closed deals with our investors. Among them are Ava, Bladebound, and few other projects. We will announce more details publicly soon. And right now, I want to give the word to the first startup. This time, startup from Turkey, Skill Guild. And the founder, Iskander. Iskander, are you ready?
Hey guys, yeah, I'm ready. I'll share my screen. And I'll start with a quick note that we're Skill Labs from now on. Yeah, let me know.
In my notes, it is Skill Guilds. So, okay.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, let me know if you can see the screen and I'll start right away.
Yeah, very well.
Just a second, I'll start the timer as well. Well, yeah, hey everyone, I'm Iskander. I'm founder and CEO for Skill Labs. So I'll start with the team introduction. Me and Kate were co-founders. Our background comes mostly from games and operations. Like me, myself, I have more than 10 years experience in games and publishing. I published some biggest MMO titles in Russia and Eastern Europe with more than 10 million players, like Point Blank, which was top one MMO FPS at the time, Lineage 2, Halo Online. I also built some games myself, mostly for VR amusement parks. And for the last 2 years, I worked at the Legion Farm, and I built a platform where pro gamers could earn money by providing coaching services. And my co-founder is Kate. She's really experienced in operations, and she was a regional manager at Bolt, which is a ride-hailing unicorn backed by Sequoia. And there she overseen 40 cities, 3 million clients, 500,000 drivers, and 300 million ARR. We also work with the advisors from Wargaming, Shima Capital, and Drunk Robots. We have 12 team members. Excuse me, I'll do it. Like, I'm not sure if you can see that, but yeah, we have 12 team members, half of which are in dev team. So regarding what we're trying to build, so yeah, we see problems on the GameFi market. We see that it's changing constantly, real fast. There are a lot of new games coming each month. Most of them are failing and have a negative ROI. And the average game lifespan for the Web3 games right now is around 1 to 3 months. So GameFi brings more questions than answers. And we went through that ourselves when we were a guild. And it's hard to understand which games should I play, how much can I earn in those games, how do I manage my capital or my scholars. So to help answer these questions, we started Scaleswap Labs. And we decided to build a one-stop platform to empower NFT investors, gamers, and guilds. And the tools we're building are as follows. So first, we're building real-time analytics with game-specific metrics like ROI or payback period, the average returns in the game, stuff like that. Second, we give NFT investors a possibility to allocate or invest their NFTs or capital into best guilds and gamers. And we understand which guilds and gamers are the best through the blockchain analyzing. And the last but not least, we're building a game agnostic CRM where we utilize on-chain and off-chain data that we get through the SDK. We built an SDK that helps games to integrate our CRM with like really 5 lines of code. And then we provide those insights to guild managers. As for the business model, since we're basically connecting NFT investors and guilds, we get the fees on the capital management, operational management, and we get a cut of the yield. But going forward, we're planning to sell those tools that we're building to the bigger guilds in the form of SaaS. So we'll charge the subscriptions, which are going to come in form of tokens as well. Yeah, as for the competition, we are, from what I know at least, the only platform that uses both on-chain and off-chain data to provide real-time insights to the community. And also across all the tech and infrastructure projects, we are the ones with the biggest and the most engaged community. As for the token, we have different scenarios. Like there are some standard scenarios like buyback from revenue, DAO governance, and IDO INO access. But the most important scenario is that we're charging the fees for transactions on our platform, and those fees come in form of the token. Part of that token fees will be burned after that. As for the traction, we started 4 months ago, 3 to 4 months ago. We built a strong community of 80K in Twitter and Discord. We have 20% engagement rate in Twitter, and more than 50% of our community are active NFT buyers. We partner with some biggest titles, including Access Metaverse, Godzilla, and Jellic. We built a core tech MVP. We raised 1.5 million from Shima Capital, Plutus VC, Moonrock, and some other smaller VCs. Yeah, we're currently raising private. It's 4 million, 25 million valuation. Terms are 5% TG, 3 months cliff, and 12 months vesting. Out of that 4 million, around million is raised. And I think that's it on the time. So yeah, but happy to answer your questions if you have any.
Perfect timing, Iskandar. Thanks a lot. Questions, comments, and feedbacks to Scaleswap Labs.
Yeah, I have a few questions. Can you go to the team slide, please?
Sure. Team, right?
Yes, please.
It's the founders or the advisors?
No, the founders. This is good.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you, if you can go back. Yeah, I wanted to ask you specifically about your experience with Hello Online, if you can share some more.
Yeah, so the Halo Online was the experiment. Like it was the first title for Microsoft as a PC game and as a free-to-play game. So that was a huge experiment for them and for us as well. I worked at Innova, which was a publisher of that game in Russia and Eastern Europe. So we helped to bring that game to community. It was not like alive for a long time, unfortunately, because like that was experiment for Microsoft, and they had a backfire from their American community mostly. But yeah, we had a real we built a real big community around that game. And the interesting thing about that game, it's even like after 5 or 7 years after that, there was a community who was supporting that game. They have downloaded the game and put some mods onto it, and we're playing it on PC and as a free-to-play game.
Understood. Thank you. Can you go to the partnerships slide?
So yeah, that's I
over
have
here.
this slide. Yeah.
No. The one that, yes. So it says more than 20 game partners. Can you define a partnership? Does that mean that you're in talks, or you already have a signed agreement?
For the partnerships, it's either it's not just talks. It's either some kind of agreement or some kind of commitment that we are announcing the partnerships. And for some games, it's really simple cross marketing. But there are many games with whom we are doing much more engaging, or deeper partnerships. For example, with Genzilla, we're planning to provide the content to start onboarding Web2 players to Web3. With some other partners, they are integrating our CRM system. And with some partners, we're building, cross marketing, but in a more interesting way that we're doing some quests. Or we're doing some, cross-pollination of the community. So it's not just like talks.
Understood. Thank you. And can you tell me, with regards to development, what have you developed so far?
Regarding development, we basically our products are built on the foundation of the data engine that is parsing blockchain and also parsing game APIs and gets the data the other side from the SDK that we built. So we have an SDK for Node.js that Drunk Robots, for example, already integrated, and we are getting data feed from that game. So we built the MVP of that tech. And also on top of it, we built first as the real-time analytics is currently working for 2 games. But we're working right now on a way, we found a way how we can integrate more games and do this in a unified way where we don't need to spend a lot of time to add new games to that dashboard. So that is done. And the second thing that is done is that CRM. It is not currently it shows you how your scholars perform. You can add new scholars, and this data is grabbed either from blockchain or from the SDK that to date 1 game has integrated, but we have commitments from 3 other games that will be integrating that.
Understood. Thank you for answering. No other questions for now.
Thank
you for questions.
For your questions. Any other questions to Iskander from, Ivan, please.
Hi, Iskander. Thank you very much for the presentation. I think we actually spoke about a month ago, if I'm not mistaken. I have a question. You mentioned partnerships like upstream games. Do you have any partnerships with guilds, with end user?
Yeah, with guilds, we are now started working on that partnerships. And why is that? Why just now? Because initially we analyzed the market and we've seen that, here's the story. So the biggest guild out there has around 10,000 scholars. And all of the big guilds combined, at least when we analyze that, have together 100 to 200,000 scholars, which means that, and in Axie Infinity solely, as of November, there were 2.5 million players, which means that all of the big guilds combined have less than 5 to 10% of the market. That's why we decided to right away focus on the smaller guilds, because that's where the most of the market is. And we collaborated with 15 smaller guilds. Those are the guilds without the token. Some of them are without the name. They have up to 300 players. And we started working with them and developing the product in a way for them to, to be able to use it. But now we're getting to the bigger guys. We initiated talks with the bigger guys like YGC, for example.
And the big guys, are they developing any tools themselves for the projects where they're participating?
Some of them do. From what I know, Avocado does this. GuildFi obviously does something, but it's not about the real-time analytics or the CRMs. They're building just some gamified internal thing for community to participate, to engage their community, to their Discord, stuff like that. The rest of them, as I'm aware of, not that I'm aware of, from what I know, they do not build any solutions, and they are more, those bigger guilds, they are acting almost similar to VCs. They are just investing, and they are not even that much about the the gamers, unfortunately.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Ivan. Any more questions to Iskander?
Actually, sorry, I have one more question. And
sure.
The guilds, I mean, generally, how are they? Do they like to share this information? Because I mean, it makes the market a little bit more transparent. So I guess it takes part of their competitive advantage.
They for some part of that. I mean, for the CRM, for example, we're not planning to share the information about the off-chain information about guild scores to other guilds. But about the on-chain, I mean, we're in blockchain, they don't have any choice. And we already know, for example, that, I don't know, Ancient 8 is performing 5 times better than Merit Circle in terms of the earnings for Cycle, for example. And that is information that's in blockchain. I think it should be transparent.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Good, Ivan. Thanks. Okay. I think you warmed it very well already, Iskander. So the rest questions you can answer privately in follow-ups with investors, and we can move forward, right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your pitch. And I want to invite for pitch the first female founder today, Charlotte from Flying Fox. Charlotte, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi.
Amazing. So, Charlotte, please start your screen share. Great. You have your 5 minutes, so please go on. You are on mute right now. Yeah, still muted.
Thank you. You can hear me now?
Right now, yes.
Cool. Sorry, it's gone to the wrong slide. Okay, I'll make a start. So thanks for having us today. So we're Flying Fox. We're a sustainable blockchain gaming startup looking to revolutionize education and conservation using blockchain gaming technology. So the problem we face, the future will involve both Web3 and sustainability, but there's a huge knowledge gap between what the experts know and what the rest of the world does. For example, the crypto market is approximately 1.3 trillion, but recent studies show that up to 98% of people don't actually understand the very basic concepts. So we want to bridge this knowledge gap using play, learn, and earn technology. We're currently building 2 different games. So we're building a fun and educational free-to-play mobile app, which provides bite-sized educational content on blockchain through an adventure story about extinction and Web3. The game is currently on the app stores for open testing, and we have 500 beta testers at the moment. And then we're building our play, learn, and earn Metaverse game. It's an open world game that uses 3D NFT avatars to provide fun educational courses and community teaching. The blockchain component is being built on Polygon, and we're currently in a demo stage. And the way our games are connected, you can collect off-chain coins using our free-to-play mobile app. Outside of the game, you can exchange these for an NFT avatar, and then you can use this NFT avatar to enter our play, learn, and earn Metaverse game. And so how we're doing it. So we want to take the revolutionary edtech of Web3 and combine with the user experience of traditional games. So play, learn and earn takes components both from play to earn and learn and earn, which is more recent. Users earn cryptocurrency rewards through completing different educational missions within our game, and the rewards are in the form of our governance token. But we want to still have that Web2 user experience built for mainstream adoption and not just appealing to the narrow cryptocurrency audience. The story and game features are being built and tested first of all to optimize for gaming experience before the blockchain integration. We're currently writing different game missions and activities to get continuous community feedback and putting the user experience really at the forefront of what we want to do. Cool, so our current traction, as I mentioned, we have 500 beta testers for our free-to-play game at the moment. That's on Android and iOS. And we have a community of around 8,000 across our social media platforms. We've signed up partnerships so far with NVIDIA and Polygon, who are helping us with financial support as well as guidance. We've also built partnerships with numerous different animal charities and are in talks at the moment with 6 different universities to help us bring education into the metaverse. Cool, we have a diverse in-house team. You've got myself, I'm the CEO. I studied at Oxford and then UCL, and I spent the last 7 years working in advertising technology. We have Adrian, our COO, who's an entrepreneur. He's written his own novel in the past and has been working on the storyline of the games. We got Stephen, who's got 10 years experience in software development. Margaret's an experienced designer. And Aaron, who's worked on successful crypto projects in the start, and he's been in crypto since 2015. And then we have 9 more talented individuals in design, development, education, and marketing. Currently, our team are working for token allocation as we're still working on getting our first funding round at the moment. So we're currently raising 1.72 million in a seed round. We have 370K committed and 500 currently in negotiations. In terms of our roadmap, so our free-to-play game will have a full launch next month. It's currently in testing. Metaverse enters closed testing in Q3. We have the Metaverse Alpha at the end of the year, and then the full release in Q3 2023. I'm going to skip through this demo slide, but anybody can catch me afterwards, or else I'm going to go over 5 minutes. Cool, and that's everything. Thanks for listening, and any questions?
Thanks a lot, Charlotte. I really enjoyed your pitch. Well done. Any questions? Yeah, please go on.
Yes, please. First question: the 5 team members that you mentioned, are you working full time, all of you?
Yes.
Sorry,
carry on, Charlotte.
No, you can go.
Okay, yeah. So 2/3 of our team are full time. They're currently working for the project without salary at the moment. The rest of our team, so we're a global based team based in the UK, Thailand, where I'm based, Turkey, Philippines as well, and we've got programmers in India who fly back towards the UK. But I would say 2/3 of the team are full time, working on the project around the clock, and the rest are part time until we get funding to grow the team.
Thank you for that. And with regards to the token, if you can go to the token details slide, I wanted to ask you first, are you raising funds for the seed or the private round at the moment?
Oh, the seed round. So we're raising a seed round first and then the private round later on.
Understood. And when are you planning to do the TGE, the token generation event?
So the plan was late Q3 or early Q4, but we want to keep an eye on the market conditions, of course. Doesn't feel like a good idea right now.
Understood. Yeah, right now it's definitely not the right. One more question for today with regards to the education part. I wanted to ask you who's going to be mainly in charge of the education part. I'm not asking about the gaming part, specifically the education part from the team, and what kind of education past experience that person or these people have.
Cool, that's a great question. So the way it's going to work is us as a team will provide the introductory content. So we have a teacher working for the team that's helping us with some introductory content about blockchain and conservation. The more advanced courses are the things that we're building partnerships to create. So universities, for example, will build courses that go into our game, and we would sort of charge a commission based on selling like more advanced courses. The play to earn component is for the more introductory parts. And then, yeah, that's what we have partners for. We know we're not experts in education or academics, so we think partnerships is best at that point.
Understood. Actually, I have one more question for you. Are you in talks with, I think that I saw it on one of the slides, but I want to make sure, are you in talks with any of the universities that you're planning to collaborate with? And I'll be more specific, are you in more advanced talks with any university out there?
Yeah, we are in quite advanced talks. So we're currently speaking to 6 different universities. 2 of them we're in quite advanced talks with. They just want to get our platform or our demo to a slightly later phase before we sign off, really. So it's just a case of moving on with that development. But they are keen. Universities at the moment are very keen on getting education into the metaverse. It's quite a talking point.
Sounds good. Thank you for answering the questions.
Thanks.
Thank you, On. Any other questions to Charlotte? Yes, 10, please.
Yes, I have one. Charlotte, thank you very much. Very straight and short pitch. Can you please elaborate a bit more about the mechanics, the token economy, the demand for the token, the reason why people should hold or buy this token?
Yeah, of course. So the way the token works is you can basically like earn the token through getting educated within the game. The token is stakeable as well, but it also acts as a governance token within the game. So the Flying Fox token holders will be able to vote on the future development of the game based on the governance contracts we have within our token.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm coming from the angle that this just play to earn is really not sustainable, and I'm trying to see what kind of key you found to this problem, because in the next cycle we definitely need to find a solution.
Yeah, no, I agree. It doesn't work if it's just play to earn. So that's why I guess our introductory courses are play to earn to begin with. So when you're just getting onboarded onto Web3, you can sort of earn cryptocurrency rewards. And for the more advanced courses, they are sort of pay to sort of learn a bit more at that point. Obviously, we'll provide scholarships for sort of lower income individuals, but that's kind of how it works. So the people that are more interested, probably from more high income countries, will pay to play for the more like advanced courses. And then the ones at the beginner stage will still earn the cryptocurrency rewards. It kind of goes around like that.
Okay, makes sense. So if I'm thinking about your startup, it's like educational metaverse, right? It's like
exactly, yes.
It's interesting. Yeah. Let's get in touch later.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
Good. Any other questions to Charlotte? Okay, I guess not for the moment. So Charlotte, thanks a lot for your pitch, and you can follow up with the questions directly later on. I just remind to every startup that once we finish the pitching session, we immediately share your presentations, pitch decks, and all startup profiles with all investors, not only those who are here in Zoom, but also those that are watching us on YouTube and that are actively scouting for deal flow on InnMind. And once we get feedbacks that they are interested to talk to you directly, we make introductions in Telegram, and then you can negotiate for the deal, hopefully successfully. So don't forget to update your startup profiles and keep there the fresh updated pitch deck. Right now, I want to give the word to startup from Australia, Wodo Network. I hope I pronounce it properly.
Hey, hello.
Almost.
Yeah, almost. It's Wodo Network. So hello, everyone. Just let me share my desktop first, and let's see everything works properly. Can you see my desktop?
Yes. Can you make it bigger? Very good.
Okay, one moment. I need to get it ready. Yeah, I think it's much better now. Okay, so We are Wodo Network, and we position ourselves as a Web 3.0 technology company. And we truly believe in Web 3.0 adoption and regulation from technological perspective. And our current mission is that we want to build solution in order to accelerate blockchain, NFT, and Metaverse adoption in the gaming industry. Just a little bit background information about founders. Me, myself, I'm the co-founder and CTO. I have deep expertise in software development. I hold computer science engineering degree. I've been through all the steps of software development, and since 2013, I've been doing lots of leadership. I worked for enterprise telecommunication companies, and in the past, I would say I built that large, sophisticated IoT platform. So in telecommunication industry. Also, our co-founder, our CEO, Bekir, he's based in Turkey, Istanbul, and he's been also into software development since last 19 years. He already has his own startup. He delivered lots of projects and solutions, web-based solutions during that 19 years. And since December, we have been working on Wodo Network, and we founded Wodo Network. So what is our vision? As I mentioned, since we position ourselves as a technology company, as of today, our mission is that we want to build an ecosystem in order to accelerate adoption of blockchains, NFTs, and metaverse in gaming industry. So how we want to achieve that? So we divided our solution into 3 segments. We are building a sophisticated platform in order to handle this heavy lifting of blockchain, NFT, and metaverse integration. Our Wodo platform is as a SaaS platform, cloud-based, multi-tenant. It basically solves 2 problems: interoperability and simplicity. On top of our Wodo platform, we are building our Wodo gaming ecosystem. So Wodo gaming ecosystem consists of several solutions that I'm going to explain you in the following slides. Basically, we have GameHub, Marketplace, a technical launchpad, our own vault, as well as our software development kits in order to empower freelance gamers and gaming companies to enrich their games with blockchain and metaverse technologies. So our primary strategy here is that we want to build that ecosystem. We want to build that community around our GameHub. So that's the solution. That's a online arena where gamers and game developers come together. They can build blockchain-based games. They can publish the games. They can play the games. The bottom line, they can enjoy everything about blockchain and NFT metaverse gaming. For sure, in order to achieve that vision, we want to have some games available on our GameHub. For that reason, we are also building our own games. So we have Wodoland, our flagship primary game, which is built with Unity 3D engine. Also, we are having lots of games, arcade-style simple games, addictive games like Snake.io, Agoreo, that will be available on GameHub. So how everything works together, as I mentioned, we have our platform. It's performant, it's scalable, it's API-driven, it's very easy to use, it's very easy to integrate, and it's secure as well as it's efficient. What it does, as I mentioned, it solves 2 problems. So it's very easy to integrate any solution with blockchain networks, NFT networks, or meta worlds, we say. And on top of that, we have our solution portfolio. As I mentioned, we have GameHub, our software development kits. These are wrappers on top of our Wodo platform. Here I'm talking about Unity SDK, Unreal Engine SDK, as well as JavaScript SDKs. That will help any game developers to add blockchain, NFT, and metaverse capabilities to their games. So we have a launchpad, but that's not a traditional launchpad we know in crypto ecosystem. This is more technical launchpad in order to enable game developers to have all these capabilities in their game. We have a marketplace. We also offer game hosting solution, and we have our game store. So how we differentiate ourselves? We see that there are lots of games, right? We have been observing all this blockchain, metaverse, and NFT games. But the problem is that all these games stay a little bit isolated over the course of time, right? All these games, they have in-game economics, they offer some play turn, play economic. play to collect. What we offer, we offer an end-to-end ecosystem where many blockchain games can survive and can reside. And we can offer everything is needed here in terms of marketplace, as I mentioned, game stores like App Store plays. So basically, we want to gather all these blockchain games together in one ecosystem. As I mentioned, we are also building our own Wodo game. That's an MMORPG. The idea here is that we want to build that game as a showcase that demonstrates all the capabilities of our ecosystem. So things work seamlessly together. Whatever happens in Wodo game, let's say it has in-game economics, and everything goes through along the way with our solutions and platform. So here I want to show you a little bit demo videos here in our pitch deck. This is our game app. And as I mentioned, here we're going to support sophisticated games as well as very simple games. We are building a tournament engine where gamers, they can have one ecosystem to play many games, to enjoy play turn instantly. Here you see Agar.io or Snake.io and many other arcade style games. And also how we differentiate ourselves, we're going to support many different cryptocurrencies. We are not bound to only one token, even it's our own token. We're going to get started with nano and banana cryptocurrencies, and we are going to support all the cryptocurrencies over the course of time. So it's simple idea here. There are game sessions, gamers, they can jump in, they can play a game session for maybe it's 5 minutes, they can earn something, and they can jump into another game, they can keep playing it, and they can enjoy all the time.
But sorry, but timing.
Yeah. So the last part is that, so again, how we differentiate ourselves. So we offer this end-to-end ecosystem, and we help gaming companies to build in-game economics with our SDK. We have also, we're going to help with funding, but that's not our primary job. So we're going to build partnership with traditional crypto fundings. And after that, we are going to do testing, controlled introduction about game app, game store, marketplace. Those are our solutions. We also offer game hosting optionally. And then we are going to launch the game. So we're going to have community, we're going to have everything needed, and we can launch the games very easily with zero touch registration. And moreover, also we focus on analytics and in-game economics observation, because we don't want to get these games die over the course of time. You know, we want to tune, we want to observe, and we want to tune, and we want to adjust all these games to survive.
Thank you, sir.
That's pretty much all. Yeah.
Sorry, but
yes.
Over timing. Thank you. Any questions to Serhat?
Yeah, Serhat, thank you. It's an impressive presentation because like CTO body, I understand, I already see that you are really inside the product and you're thinking about the product. And it's not just buzzwords, but you are trying to develop something. Can you please elaborate how much developers do you have now? And what is the product release roadmap? So what do you
Sure. That's a very nice question. We built our strategy in two perspectives. We believe in crypto ecosystem. We believe in all this funding. It's amazing. So we are in. But meanwhile, we are building our conventional traditional startup strategy and roadmap. Today, we have more than 15 people overall. I'm including marketing people, everyone. And we have 8 developers, 6 of them full-time, and we have consultant people. Also, as I mentioned, we are software veterans, and we built such platforms in the past. We are not new to industry. So I would say we have 8 developers, including platform engineers and software developers and testers. And plus, as I mentioned, we have these accountant guys and marketing guys. That's our structure as of today.
And when exactly the roadmap? So when are you plan to release MVPs which are testable, which can be testable?
So regarding the market condition, we postponed. First of all, that's our product strategy. We're going to release Game Hub first. That's our primary solution. So the very first version will be available on 15th of August. And we'll have Wodo game and FL sample games available on the platform, on the Game Hub. So here you see our roadmap. It's going to spread out over the course of 2 years. But based on our investment strategy, I mean, if we get the investment, for sure we can accelerate that.
Mm. And by the way, have you raised already something, or are you bootstrapped?
Yeah, just let me summarize where we are today. This is our tokenomics. By the way, this is publicly available. We are going to share all this relevant information. We closed our private sale. So we tend to sell less, by the way. That's our intention. Definitely, we are not going to sell the tokens and just get away. No, we want to build real products. Also, we have already our revenue streams, all these calculations, how we can pitch our startup beyond our token valuation, by the way. So we closed our private sale. It's just only 1%. So we collected enough money. Also, we have our own capital. And we want to organize public sales for 2% more. So we want to collect $800,000. Also, we want to organize initial exchange offering. We want to sell 3% more. For sure, that's going to depend on our initial exchange offering price. But overall calculation, we want to collect more than 3 million in order to achieve that vision. So I can disclose all these projections, our growth strategy separately. So as I mentioned, we have all the planning and growth strategy numbers. How many people do we need to hire, so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's cool. Let's speak about it later, right? But it's not so really typical picture what I see with only 6% of token being sold. What is, on the one hand, it's interesting because then you can, of course, reduce and control selling pressure and etc. On the other hand, it might make everything more centralized, which might be is not bad for your.
Yes, definitely. We adopted that strategy because definitely we are not into only token valuation, right? So this is our tokenomics. We lock everything precisely. I'm not going to dive into details. Let's say you see huge company reserves here, right? So we're going to lock it for a year and we are going to get it vested in 2 years, which means that we are stick to our plans, right? We have a roadmap over the course of 3 years. So you can see the reflection here. Also, other thing, our token utility, maybe just very, very quick information. We believe in play to earn, and we are going to make Wodo Gaming token the primary token in the ecosystem. So token holders will have privileges, right? Gamers, they'll be able to attend tournaments with cheaper price. They'll earn more rewards. On the other hand, at business side, we are offering so many solutions and we are going to offer privileges to token holders. So also, as you see, we reserve 20% for play to earn over the course of 10 years. So that's our long-term vision. And our token is burnable. So we have all the flexibility to adjust this, price balance over the course of time. So definitely we are very, how to say, immune to the marketing condition. Again, I want to state that we have calculated revenue streams in conventional startup way, as well as we have our tokenomics. So we want to for sure ramp up our token valuation in parallel.
Got you. And you already started to work on marketing, on community, what is very definitely important, right? So it's all kickstarted already.
Yeah, that's also a very important point. We found Wodo Network in December, but we have been doing lots of foundation stuff. We just initiated our digital marketing campaigns a month ago. Market crashed a bit, fine. I think we're gonna recover. Yeah. But we just start to establish partnerships already. That's on our website. You can see all the details. We are just getting started. Also, we reserved strategic round for venture capitalists, VCs. Yeah, we believe in partnership and collaboration. So we are just pitching and we are driving all these partnerships, digital marketing campaigns, everything as of now.
Okay, so the part of strategic round is still open.
Yeah, definitely. Actually we are pretty healthy in terms of financials based on our plans, but we really want to have these investments, partnerships to strengthen our foundation. So that's also our mindset. We believe in decentralization and democratization and partnership. So that's the reason actually I'm here today as well.
Nice to hear that. And yeah, let's get in touch later. Thank you.
Thank you, Stan, for your questions. Any other questions to Serhat?
I do have questions, but most of them are technical, so I think we'll do it afterwards.
I love technical questions, so we can get in touch.
Yeah, but we're going to bore everybody else, so we'll keep it for later.
Okay.
Okay, good. Then I think we can move on, and I want to invite Michael, the founder of startup from Singapore, kindly. Michael, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
By the way, Michael or Michelle, what is?
Oh, Michael.
Michael, okay. Okay, so please go on.
All right, great. Can you see my screen?
Yes, quite well. So the microphone is yours.
All right, great. Thank you. So just a little preamble, a lot of the partnership or advisory roles that are part of our project, we can make them available after the meeting. Some of them we can't actually make the public just yet. Just in the nature of the state of this presentation style, and also the fact that we haven't launched yet. So certain things we're kind of keeping under wraps. In regards to myself, let me introduce you. I'm Michael. I'm the the head of strategy and product development for Kindly. So Kindly is actually a humanitarian-based cryptocurrency project that was founded by one of the largest food relief charities in the world, Food for Life Global. Food for Life Global, they processed up to basically 1 million people fed daily in over 60 countries around the world. We've fed over 7 billion people since its inception in 1994. Our founder, Paul, he's actually the guy in the bottom left there. He was actually a monk for 14 years before he led to start Food for Life Global and then later Kindly. So basically with Kindly, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to build a foundational layer that streamlines and automates the ability to easily purchase social impact. We want to make it easy for any company, influential person or a general consumer to be confident in purchasing social impact and also perform other CSR ESG needs related to giving back and actually being transparent with the operations of their company. So everything in that Kindly does, all the products we're launching is built to run on top of this foundational layer. So all the things that we build over time are all intended to be generating social impact in the real world. So a lot of actually, I'll go back here for a second. A lot of the main core things in regards to companies giving back to charities, a lot of these companies, the issue that they have is when they give back, they don't necessarily know how much of their money is going to actual output. What exactly are they getting for their money? So a lot of the things that we're building in our ecosystem is quantifiable, measurable social impact. So every dollar has a quantifiable output. And at launch, we're planning to partner with 3 charities, or we are partnered with 3 charities that implement different types of causes. One is feeding people in need, the other is planting trees, and the third one is feeding rescued animals. So in regards to our board of advisors, we've actually brought in a lot of very large heavy hitters in regards to who we're working with. A lot of them is sort of between the 2 main products of our company, which is the business-oriented side and the consumer-ended side. Some of them being the head of some major global financial institutions. We also have someone on the board of a large video game company, or he was a former director. And then we have several others that are part of large asset management companies that are very conscious and focusing on CSR and ESG in the space. So in regards to the Kindly ecosystem, basically what we're doing here is we're developing a bunch of different products that basically work together and help to track, verify, and actually encourage people to become socially responsible. The underlying fuel of this entire ecosystem is our Kindly coin. And for each product, there is a different use case for the use of our token. So we can definitely go into details on that after the presentation as well, if you want to know about all the other products that we're focused on. But for this presentation, we're actually focusing on our launch product, which is our Kindly, basically it's our socially responsible NFT-based virtual personas. So as you know, in the NFT space, it's very binary. It's just a lot of people are selling these images for lots of money, but there's not really a lot of utility or focus on using it for something in the lines of being social. We're starting to see NFTs kind of move in that direction, but there's not a lot of projects that are actually being built for the purpose of being social and actually being socially responsible as well. In regards to what we're doing here is we're intending to try and provide a digital extension of oneself through the idea of what I mentioned, which is a virtual persona that happens to be an NFT. And the goal of NFTs, the main value behind it is proof of ownership and the ability to transact and show that proof of ownership. And we're basically taking that technology and we're making a virtual persona that basically someone can own and they can use it in various different games, metaverses, social media platforms, and actually log into multiple of these different platforms and play as themselves within the games or within the metaverses or on social media platforms. So we want to create this sort of unified account, this unified persona that actually generates social impact at the same time. And how that works, basically, without going too much into detail in this presentation, we're actually have a very interesting creative process for creating your virtual persona. You actually have to embed value and goodwill into sort of a digital soul, which you then use to give birth to your persona. So in order to do that, you actually have to embed Kindly coins into your NFT, and percentage of the value from the coins actually goes to purchasing social impact through the foundational layer on our system. So just the act of creating your virtual persona is creating an act of social impact in the real world. But there's other different aspects as well. We actually are attempting to gamify this idea of this virtual persona. So after your persona is minted, it actually grows and evolves over time. And the more acts of kindness that you do, either use socially responsible products and services, or actually manually feed your NFT per se, a lot of the value that comes out of that goes through our ecosystem and generates social impact. So what does this virtual persona kind of look like? So essentially it's a combination of all these different things. It's not just your profile picture that you see on the far left side. It's actually various versions of yourself that is supported by various different types of games, metaverses, and social media platforms, all wrapped into one identity. And essentially, like I mentioned, the goal here is to make it as mainstream, as useful as possible for our users. So we want them to actually have the ability to take these personas of themselves and use it in the places that they best or most often use them. So that's generally what we're trying to do with our launch product. In relation to like the visual style and what we're aiming for is we're aiming for something that's very friendly, welcoming, both for adults and children. It focused around, the visual style, sort of Disney, Pixar style characters. And as a result, we've partnered with a very influential artist that has worked for a lot of those big name brands out there. So essentially, that's what we're trying to build here for our launch product. We are currently in the early stages. We've currently raised $750,000. We closed our seed round through friends and family, and we're currently raising an additional $3 million with a valuation of $10 million.
Awesome.
Yes.
Michael, thanks a lot for your pitch, and the visuals are really great.
Thanks.
Questions to Michael?
Yes,
Hi, Michael.
Great indeed. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead on.
Thank you. So I wanted to ask you to tell us more about yourself.
All right. So basically, I'm actually I'm a designer by trade. I've actually worked with a lot of major agencies in Toronto, then went off to start my own business and branding company. And then later on, I've actually been involved in the crypto space since 2014. I then got really involved in the crypto space. I joined a lot of humanitarian-based crypto projects in the past, one of them being Redcoin, which was a very interesting project. It's probably one of the few projects that operate with no funding at all. It's all solely built by community. So I was involved in completely rebranding and restructuring that project from a brand perspective, and also realigning some of their product development aspects of what they're planning to roll out. So I'm very active in the space, and I'm really passionate about what we're doing here.
Sounds good. Tell me, how did you get connected to the person that you mentioned before, the one that is on the bottom left?
Yeah. So basically, Kindly is basically founded by Food for Life Global.
I'm asking about Paul.
Paul, yes. So basically, we've done work. Basically, I worked with Paul with Food for Life Global, and eventually we decided to team up together to form this company, which is Kindly. So a large portion of the members of Kindly are the same people that work at Food for Life Global. And basically, we have a strong background in charity, and we actually have a lot of connections with celebrity-supported partners that have grown a strong relationship with Food for Life Global. Some of them being, Paul McCartney, and Nelson Mandela was a public supporter of Food for Life as well before he passed away. So we have a lot of following, a very, very strong network behind us in regards to people that support what we're doing, and also are opening up doors for us for future, use cases and such.
Sounds good. Last question for today. Why did you choose Singapore for the company? And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just curious.
I believe Singapore was done for proper legal registration. That might actually be a stronger question for the corporate side of our company in regards to the legal ramifications, but I think it was done for legal purposes.
Understood. Thank you for answering.
Thank you, On. Ivan, please go on.
Hi, Michael. Thank you very much for the presentation. I have a question regarding Kindly. So, I mean, this is a part of a nonprofit, if I understood correctly. So, I mean, is this project targeted at generating profit, or what is the?
Yes, that's why it's actually being started as a separate entity. So we're a for-profit organization. So what we're doing is we're selling the ability to. We're ensuring the purchasing of social impact. So they're not donations, they're purchasing social impact. It's a guaranteed output for a guaranteed fee. So basically, Kindly is operating within, exactly as you said, a profit type scenario, but essentially we're seeing ourselves as a socially responsible type operation where a large majority of the funds that we're generating is for the purpose of generating social impact. For example, the NFT virtual persona collection, all purchases from that, 50% of that goes directly to purchasing social impact. 30% goes into, is being locked through the embedding of Kindly coins into your NFTs when creating it. And only 20% actually goes to the operations of Kindly. So a lot of the products and services that we're launching, every single thing has some aspect in which a percentage of revenues are going to purchasing social impact.
Mm-hmm. Understood. I mean, I really like this concept because, I mean, honestly, in my past, let's say pre-crypto life, I was investing in traditional companies, and one of the companies we actually invested in was doing carbon offsetting. So, the thing where you go on the plane and it offers you to pay a couple of dollars, euros extra to offset your carbon footprint. So I do really believe in this model. But can you explain a little bit more then about the, let's say, the digital identity angle? Because for me, I mean, you kind of mentioned it in two sides. One is a fundraising tool to raise capital for positive impact, and the other one is, like, let's say, a form of digital charitable identity, right? So
right. Sorry, go ahead.
So, I mean, is this like the idea to turn it into some sort of like, I don't know, charity certificate, or to have it as a standalone actual digital identity that you would want to use on a standalone basis?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So basically with our virtual personas, the goal and everything behind it is linked to generating social impact and doing good. You have to do good in order to mature and grow your NFT. And the more it matures over time, the more benefits it unlocks, rarities and all these different things. So it really encourages two different types of audiences to have sort of positive clout around their virtual persona or their NFTs that they own. So we're going to have sort of this ecosystem of our leaderboard that actually allows people to see, how much good their avatars are doing versus the rest of the industry, and even corporations can do a similar thing. But yeah, generally, yeah, everything we're doing here, we're trying to make this or position this as being a socially responsible way to use the internet, essentially, if you're doing it through this type of branded persona.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ivan. Any other questions to Michael? Okay, I think you can follow up with questions personally. Thanks a lot for your presentation, Michael.
Oh, great. Thank you very much.
And by the way, recently we were doing the research among crypto VCs on InnMind network, understanding the market trends, VCs approach, their interests, etc. And one of the questions was if they're interested in impact sector, diversity, if they pay attention to these kind of things, social responsibility, etc. And results are quite not yet even close to those in the Web 2 sector. So I hope that very soon the crypto sector will go to this social responsibility path a little bit more. Thank you, Michael. And I want to invite the next startup to pitch now. Startup also from Singapore, Kaiju Web3 Labs. And the founder, Samira. Are you ready to pitch? Samira.
Yes, yeah. So let me share my screen and start. I hope you all can see the screen.
Yes, we can see it. So please go on.
Okay. So I'm Samira. Good evening, everyone. I'm Samira. So I'm the founder and CEO of Kaiju Labs, and we are a Singapore registered company. And we are building the infrastructure for the open metaverse and Web3 games. So if you take a look at this picture, this is not the metaverse. We believe that in the next 5 years, metaverse will be mainly consumed through games. And what's about to change. So if you take a look at the gaming industry, 8 out of 10 Gen Z are gamers, and they spend around 7.5 hours per week on games. And there are 3 billion gamers around the world and 200 billion spent on gaming. Yet there are less than 500 million spent on metaverse gaming. So in games in the open metaverse, the business model is changing. Like earlier, 85% of the gaming revenue came from free-to-play games, but yet the Web3 and open metaverse games are play to earn. So in order for a play-to-earn game to become successful, we believe that the in-game revenue should be redistributed back to the players. So that's what we believe in, will be a successful gaming model in the future. So what are the problems that are there in the current Web3 and metaverse gaming ecosystems? There's no wallet with 3D AR NFT support, and the NFT assets are not interoperable among games. And there are no off-the-shelf game development tools, and there's no single game NFT library for the game developers can use. So that's where the Kaiju gaming ecosystem comes in. We have developed a wallet, a cross-chain wallet specifically targeted for this Gen Z, metaverse, and NFT gaming crowd, and a Kaiju studio for creating interoperable NFTs for gaming projects, and a library to publish them. So when it comes to the Kaiju wallet, we believe that wallets will be the gateway for the open metaverse and games, and wallets will play a key role in all of these games. So this is where the wallet comes in, and the wallet itself is not just a wallet. So it has AR NFT filters for your metaverse NFTs, and the wallet itself aggregates all the metaverse NFTs into one single page. And you can explore all the NFTs, the metaverse NFTs in AR, and you can explore any NFTs just through the app. And then you can create your metaverse social profile. So your metaverse social profile is shared across games. So if you play game A, you can socially publish all the games and earnings into one social profile. And obviously that's the secure wallet. So the wallet can be easily connected to any game, and the NFT assets that you have in the wallet can be used inside multiple games. So to achieve this, we are doing 3D NFT standards for interoperable NFTs. To create these kind of NFTs, we are developing a studio called Kaiju Studio, where the 3D designers can create these NFTs and publish to the Kaiju library. So this is the ecosystem that we are developing at the moment. So when it comes to the competition of the wallet, there are so many wallets, yet there is no wallet specifically designed for these Metaverse and 3D and AR NFTs and these kind of for the Metaverse. So the competitive advantage that our wallet has is like we are specifically targeting this product for the Gen Z gamers, and the wallet comes with AR utility for all the Metaverse and Web3 game assets. And we are building the ecosystem for the game developers to develop with this wallet and ecosystem. And we also create social utilities for these Metaverse NFTs. And the business model will be like the in-game advertising and inbuilt NFT marketplace in the app and the token swap. So if you take a look at the current market, there are 200 billion gaming market and 3 billion game players in the world. And the largest markets are in Asia. And 85% of this game revenue comes from free-to-play, play-to-earn games. But we believe that in the next 5 years, all these 3 billion gamers will require a wallet and the ecosystem to develop these games. So we have completed the POC at the moment. And when it comes to the team, we have 2 founders. So we have been working in the 3D computer graphics industry for the past 5 years. We previously ran a company who developed 3D studios and 3D software development tools for the Japanese automotive industry. So, for example, we developed the rendering engine which goes into Japanese vehicles, as well as some other tool like engines and tools for the industry. So, our vision is to build the crucial infrastructure that's required for the open metaverse and Web3 games. And there are so many some demo videos I can share after the pitching session. So you can try the wallet app as well. And currently we are raising $600,000 pre-seed round. So we just started the company. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samira, for your pitch. Questions to Samira?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for the presentation. Can you go back to the competitors slide, please?
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you, the first question is, obviously they don't have all the features that you were discussing, but I wanted to ask you, why do you think that some of them or even all of them cannot add these features very quickly, the same features that you're planning to do yourself?
So for example, I would say most of these, for example, if you take a look at the Phantom wallet, they are specifically designed only for one ecosystem, as well as these all the other wallets are just wallets. They do not come with other game development ecosystem. So what we are building is we are building the entire ecosystem for the Web3 and Metaverse games, and the center of it is the wallet.
Yes, understood. But let me ask you something more specific. So, for example, the NFT aggregator, as an example.
Yes.
And I have personal experience with investing and building aggregators in the past. Obviously, I'm talking about Web 2, not Web 3. But to build an NFT aggregator today is not too complicated. And I'm assuming that if we take Zengo, for example, which I'm very familiar with them, and I also know their technological capabilities, I don't think it's going to take them more than maybe 2 to 3 months to build at least the beta version of it. And that's why I'm asking you, okay, you're going to do all of this, and it sounds great, but they can do it very quickly themselves if they realize that there's business in it.
So, for example,
I have to you.
Yeah, sure. So we are the only wallet which supports 3D and AR features. For example, so none of the wallets. So we think that if you are planning to inbuild all the AR filters into the wallet itself, it's going to take time.
And when you say it's going to take time, how long do you think it's going to take?
Probably more than like 6 months time.
Understood. And you're relying your answer on the fact that some of them already got engineers and developers teams of 20 to 30 people?
Yeah, so we as the founders, like we come from a computer graphics background and building tools for the the engineering, like the tools for the gaming and 3D ecosystem. So like most of the other crypto companies, they don't have that. So the team is our having the team coming from the computer graphics background is our key strength.
Understood. Last question with regards to this, the 3D NFT support and AR NFT support. You mentioned it in your answer before, and I wanted to ask you, what makes this complicated? And I'm asking because I want to learn from you. Why is it complicated to do? Specifically the 3D and AR. What's the difference between 3D NFT support to AR NFT support to just regular NFTs?
Yeah, so for example, just regular NFTs are like I would say JPEGs. Like let's say if you take a look at the 3D NFT, in order to run from inside the game, you have to develop just providing the 3D model does not work inside the gaming project. So you have to build the tools for that the game engine can recognize the NFT and get that metadata and work inside that game. So if you want to make it available to run on multiple games and multiple ecosystems, the same NFT, so there is nothing like that at the moment. So it's like a very complicated like computer 3D engineering problem.
Agreed. Thank you for answering the questions.
Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Thank you, On, for your questions. Any other questions to Samira? Seems not yet, Samira. So you can follow up later on. Thanks a lot for your presentation. You can stop your screen share. And I want to invite the last but not least, of course, a startup for today, startup MotorMeta. And we have David, CEO and founder, and Anver Layashev. Yeah. So who is pitching? David, right?
Yeah, and I thought you'd forgotten about us, but I'm glad you didn't. So let me share my screen here. Let me get this up there. There we go. Can we see that okay?
Yeah, but can you please make it bigger on the full screen or?
Full screen, yeah.
Presentation mode?
It's in full screen on my end.
Yeah, we see it now. We see
Very good. Yeah.
Now
you can go on now.
Great. So MotorMeta was started as just a couple months back. We founded this as a Web3 publisher of vehicle-based games. It was founded through the acquisition of 2 game IPs and the workfire development agreements that accompanied those IPs. Both games were fortunate because both games are in an MVP state. One is farther along than the other, and I'll touch on that a little bit further in the presentation. So our focus is really around AAA gaming. We all come from a background in gaming, and we looked at the games that we thought lend themselves best to the Web3 ecosystem, and those were the 2 that we acquired. And we believe that our approach is sort of gameplay first, with the integration of Web3 elements like digital asset ownership, digital asset trade. And we are focused on as I think it was Stan said earlier, some of these play to earn games are a bit myopic. They sort of, users come in, they burn out quickly. So we are really focused on creating good gameplay, but also part of the reason we're focused on vehicle-based games is because they lend themselves very well to digital asset ownership and trade. And we're also focused and committed to a pipeline of games because as anybody who has experience with games understands, most games have a sort of a bell curve of user experience, right? There's a sort of a steep acceleration of use, and then there's oftentimes there's a similar sort of deceleration of use, and so to smooth out that curve, we're committed to a pipeline of games. Probably looking at our commitment right now is to release one game a year, which we hope will sort of smooth out those curves. The two games that we've acquired, one's called Blitz GT, the other is Kill Shift. Blitz GT is pretty far along. We're probably, I'd call it like a pre-alpha stage. The game's fully playable, very fun. We need to build in extra content. We've been having play tests for our potential investors and partners, and the comparisons that keep coming up are Burnout and Overwatch, because it is a team-based vehicle game where the strategy, I think the comparisons to Overwatch come with the strategy, because you do build a team based on what the vehicles can do. That game will be in an open beta in the first quarter of 2023, probably in January. And the second game, which is sort of it's sort of a rugby meets capture the flag 5-on-5 vehicle-based gaming. That one will probably be, it'll sort of depend on the success of the first game, but we're sort of targeting the end of 2023 or early 2024 for the launch of that game. And so our games were built, as I mentioned, we're sort of focused on the gameplay, but we have also been doing a lot of thought around how we integrate Web3 into these games. And so we've built a placeholder token for our SAFT raise, but beyond that, we've also mapped out our early access NFT collections. We have started pre-production on an NFT marketplace and a workshop where creators can build out their own NFTs. And we've brought in an advisor who has deep experience in DeFi and DAOs to see how we might work those in for gamers, guilds, and esports. And we're pretty excited about the concept of transmutable NFTs because we will have all of our games will be vehicle based. We will have NFTs based on vehicles that we can move from one game to the next, which we think will keep gamers interested in our ecosystem and also create some durable value for the NFTs themselves. There we go. I'll take you through our roadmap just briefly. As I mentioned, our goal is for one game per year. Our first game will have an open beta in January of next year. Probably the following one will probably follow in Q1 of the following year. Monetization strategy, it's microtransactions, sort of from traditional free-to-play, but then also with our NFT sales, digital item sales, upgrades of the digital assets. We're going to do an early access NFT launch. We're probably looking at August or September for that of this year. And then we'll also have tournament fees, which are based on pure crypto modes. So we're very focused on the gameplay, but we think down the road we can also have modes that are very much sort of crypto tournament modes. Quick summary on the team. I've been in games for 20 years. Divisions of PlayStation, division of Activision Blizzard. Our CMO has been with Electronic Arts. Folks have come from Sega. Our head of publishing had the same role at War Gaming. So we've got pretty deep experience in the gaming space. And then Anver, who's our head of blockchain, actually won the fairly prestigious Buterin Hackathon Award a few years back for Ethereum gamification. We've got a couple of partners, Still Alive Studios and Little Chicken are our developers. They're working with Unreal and Unity. AET Soft out of Poland is helping us with our early implementation of Web3 elements. Seed round, we're looking for 4.5 million. That gives us a bit more than a year of runway. It allows us to complete the game that'll launch in Q1 of next year, start to develop our Web3 elements, build out the team, and then complete the IP acquisition that I talked about at the top. And that's about it. If I have time, I'd love to show the video of gameplay footage while I answer questions. Let me see if I can get this playing.
You're on mute, Nelly.
Sorry, yeah, I was on mute. So if it is less than 30 minutes, please go on with the demo.
Less than 30 minutes.
30 seconds, sorry. 30 seconds, of course.
I think we can. I'll keep this on let me see if is my screen still sharing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll keep this on, and I've got it on mute so we can answer questions over the top of it.
Yeah, but I don't see the demo if you are screening it right now.
Oh, screen share is paused. Sorry about that.
I see the.
We'll go over here. There we go. You see it now?
No, white
Screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's wait for 5 seconds. Maybe it's loading.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we can go through questions part maybe, and I see Stan already has some questions, so please go on.
Yeah, thank you, David, for the presentation. Seems like you have a very broad experience and very cool team. What is probably the most important part in the startup. But what I missed in your presentation, I missed the kind of, this Web3 blockchain decentralized spirit. Maybe it's because you are not so long into this topic. Maybe you could not really transfer this to us. But for example, what is the token utility? Why you believe the token will have a demand? So this is a question which comes to the mind of. Yeah, hi.
Okay, David, if you don't mind, I will jump in.
That'd be great, Amber.
Yeah, so to answer it quick, of course, we now see a lot of examples of different Web3 approaches. We, as David said in the very beginning, we think that gaming experience and fun should come first, and then the blockchain layer, we are trying to build it on top of the existing game. So you saw the gameplay, by the way. This is a real footage from a real game we have. We will build up a 2-token system. So one is for the MotorMeta governance token, and the second will be for the so-called in-game currency. This system is well known from not only X Infinity, as it is over well known and over flooded with examples, but also there is another example of game which is called Mir4. It is a very successful Korean project that also took the same route. They took the game first and the blockchain second. But second doesn't mean not important. So there will be the token dual token system first, then there will be an NFT base. And actually, we don't have that much time to talk about that. We have everything on our website and on our wiki that is accessible, so you can read through our white paper. All is given there. So we would be glad to share it. And I think it's uploaded to the InnMind profile. So we have it all explained there in written forms, in tables. So we would be glad to share it and discuss it.
Thank you, Anwar. So you are probably in charge of technology
here,
yeah,
well, blockchain part specifically.
Okay, and could you please tell what part or what percentage of this blockchain part is already developed? What is still planned? What can we expect as MVP? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So at this moment of time, I think the percent comparison would be like 25% is ready. So a quarter, and until the end of the year, we plan to make a closed beta test closer to Q4 this year for the Blitz GT game, for the first game, where you will be able to purchase an NFT to earn Blitz coins by winning a tournament or by participating in some regular races. And so you will see how the dual economics will work in a closed beta test. At least that's the minimum plan. The maximum plan is to also have the NFT cell and the NFT garage or the NFT upgrade menu for the non-racing part of the game. There are obviously two parts, like the garage part and the racing part. So all the NFT and the blockchain part works in the garage section. So that's the main things I think I would highlight for this year.
And are you planning to attract mainstream gamers? Because I think this is one of the big goals of every blockchain game startups to work on this, to get much more people into the ecosystem.
No, for sure. And that's part of the reason that we were, there's Miyamoto, who designed Zelda and Mario and stuff. He used to always say that, you make the game fun with two boxes, right? You got to find fun first, and then you can worry about the rest, right? And I kind of fear that a lot of these NFT projects are saying, well, we've got a bunch of people who own, digital apes. Now let's figure out a game around them, right? Whereas we feel like that's sort of that's backwards, right? So I'd love to invite you guys to join us in a play test, because we've actually been doing that with partners, and it's been really successful because the game plays super well, right? And so we've got that part down. And now so I think to answer your question, to attract pure gamers, we've done what we needed to do, which is make a fun game, right? We've still got to build out a lot of content, and we need to sort of attach the Web3 piece. But I think we've done what was necessary to attract traditional gamers, which is make a really fun game.
Mm-hmm. And now you have the challenge, let's say, or later, to convert these traditional gamers to blockchain gamers. And there you need to use some very interesting mechanics. You need to invent something also.
Absolutely. Well, I think what we're fortunate is, part of what I'm excited about is the fact that because we have vehicle-based games, I was with a company called IGE many years ago. We were selling we were a huge secondary market selling digital assets from inside of massive multiplayer online games. And what we learned there was that gamers, it doesn't matter what the end user licensing agreement says at the beginning, they think they own those assets. They want to own those assets, right? And so NFTs give us that opportunity. And so with vehicles, right, we can sell tires, we can sell skins, we can sell paint jobs, we can sell all sorts of things. And we can take free-to-play gamers who are used to microtransactions and actually convert them, to say, hey, listen, now you actually own it. Now you can actually turn on and sell it. Now you can lease it to other gamers.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And how big is your development team? So what's especially blockchain part, let's say?
Yeah, the development team, currently we have 2 development teams working on the game. The first game that I was showing gameplay from, that's Little Chicken Game Company. They're based in Amsterdam. I think the team right now, I think is 21 or 22 people. That will actually ramp up a bit with funding. And then the other team is a team called Still Alive. They are based in Austria. And I think the team that's working on that game is smaller because we're focused on the first game. So I think the team on that one is only like 8 to 9 people right now.
Okay. But your project is US project, right? As far as I understand. American.
We're based in Singapore. I'm based in Los Angeles, but we're global. Andrew's in Singapore.
Understand. Interesting. Let's get in touch after. So, yeah.
Sure, we will gladly introduce you. And I like the idea of gameplay test, especially considering that Yavin has the new gaming laptop, so he can really participate. Do you have questions to the team?
Yes, thank you for the presentation. And I only have one question for you following Stan's questions. Who's going to be in charge of the marketing? What kind of experience they have with crypto marketing specifically, if any at all?
Yeah.
And anything that you can share in addition to the marketing plans?
Yeah, so there's a gentleman, and I don't know if I can, I won't go back into share the screen, but there's a gentleman, our CMO, his name is Mark Diaz-Williams. He came from traditional gaming background. He's got, I think, 15 years in games, electronic arts, and some of the, a good background there, which I like because he gets what we're trying to do. But for the last, I think 9 months, he's been working with a company called Banger, which is actually launching NFTs and games as well. And so he has now met all of the top PR and sort of community resources within the Web 3.0 space. So he's been able to build those relationships. So we feel pretty good that he's got a good mix of both marketing and both traditional trad gaming and Web3 gaming.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, MotorMeta team. And I think the further you can follow up in private talks with investors. Very soon we will send you, as usually, the list of startups with links, pitch decks, and everything. So investors, please don't go to the beach, and check it and give us feedback. And yeah, I promise that we will have 1.5 hours. We will have a little bit more, 10 minutes more, but I will not spend more of your time. Thanks a lot for your participation. Projects, you did great job, founders, and thanks a lot to VCs. Hope that we can announce new deals soon despite the market conditions. And since it was the gaming vertical session, I just pay your attention that a week ago, I think, on our YouTube channel, we released an interview with Orjavin from CoinTellegence Fund about gaming play to earn and play and earn models. So if you missed it, maybe it will be useful for you to watch it, because he gave a lot of very useful pieces of advice for founders about legal aspects, tokenomics, and other things important for gaming startups in particular. So find it online.
Thank you, Nelly, and thank you everyone for presenting.
Thank you, Nelly.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great day,
Thanks a lot.
everyone.
Take care.
Thank you. Have a nice day, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.